That
How many times has Mahomes beaten Burrow? First came on the field. Dak was nervous. They had some quick 3 and outs. They did not actually look good to start that game. And Tampa, as bad as they were, Tampa was worse. So the Cowboys kept getting the ball, and shoot, okay, if you get it 100 times, then you will eventually get hot. And that's more my analysis. So I am not falling for the banana in the tailpipe like everybody else is. And now all of a sudden they think that the Cowboys are hot and they're going to roll the Niners. No, now this is one that you actually got lucky and called right. I got this one wrong. Why don't you tell the folks about this one, man? What's your recap on this one?
Okay, so when I get something right, it's lucky, but when you get it was just like smart. Okay.
Pretty much. It's interesting, though. We talked about this before. For someone that loves football as much as he does, loves football, eats, sleeps, drinks it, all the stuff off the field that he's given up to still play football, loves it, does not love it enough to stand there in the pocket and get hit.
They have a really, really tough fan base. And then Allen, he can throw, dude. He's probably the best. Well, actually, I'm even saying he's the best dual threat quarterback in the league. There's no question about it.
So these teams go head to head. One of us will move on to the AFC Championship game. We'll be very happy. The other one will be crushed. So it's going to be the showdown. And oh man, and dude, this falls on your birthday. I hate to do this to you on your birthday, son. I'm so sorry. I'm going to apologize on the national, worldwide audience of YouTube here from beating you down on your birthday. That is so unfatherly of me, man.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
We're coming back tonight. We're going to tie it up 2-2, go back to Golden State, then 3-2, and then we're going to control the series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derek Thompson.
And I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house. Who you got? Father-son dynamic duo. Who you got is our show. We've been going all NFL season, and we are now about to enter the divisional round of the playoffs, man. You ready for this action?
I'm ready. Let's do it. For the divisional round, we say that it's the best week, arguably, in football because you got 2 great games on Saturday and Sunday. So definitely looking forward to it.
Love it. Looking forward to it. The food menu is going to be great. We're going to get barbecue from one of our favorite barbecue spots, Prime Barbecue in Knightdale, North Carolina. We're coming at you from North Cackalack. If you did not know, if you're watching us for the first time, welcome. Those of you that are watching us again, welcome back. Really appreciate it. The food's going to be great. Great games all throughout. It's just going to be a fantastic weekend of sports. We're excited. But then something else is happening this weekend as well coming up on Sunday. What's happening on Sunday?
I don't know. What's happening on Sunday?
Okay. All right. You don't know?
There's a lot of things happening on Sunday.
Yeah, I guess it's not. I mean, there are 2 great games going on Sunday, so that might be the biggest thing. Obviously, we got the Bengals, Bills. That's, the 2 teams that we picked. So when I picked the Bengals, you picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl. They're going head-to-head. So that's kind of like our Super Bowl is on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Then you have Cowboys at 49ers. That's going to be huge. The Niners are the team that I picked from the beginning to get to the Super Bowl, but not to win. Get to the Super Bowl. You now are picking the Niners to be at the Super Bowl and play. But Sunday's also your birthday. So, big weekend. And not only is it your birthday, what birthday is it this weekend on Sunday?
13th birthday.
13. So you will officially become a team. Man.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right. Big time. Big time. All right. All right. Well, congratulations on that. Happy early birthday to you. I'm sure everybody out there is going to show you a lot of love this week. So, yeah, we're excited about that. But, man, let's get into – we got to recap, obviously, this past week. It was an amazing week. The wild card, the super wild card week, right? 6 games that we had. We both went 4-2 this past week, so we'll talk about that. Although our conference championship picks are still intact, Super Bowl picks are still intact, all that's still intact. But we'll talk about 3 of the 6 games this past weekend. But before we do that again, I just want to give shout out to everyone that's subscribing to the show, watching it. This past episode has been on fire. Tons of views, tons of likes, comments, subscriptions are rising. So thank you for checking us out. And those of you that are fans of the teams, hey, if your team won and we didn't pick them, or if we did pick them, whatever, show your love. Send us pictures and videos of you just riding with your team, talking junk to us, supporting us, whatever. Send us some pictures and send us some videos of you and your fandom for your squad. You can send them to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Simply tag us. Tag us at The Pick'em Pros, right? You can see it at the bottom. Just tag us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Tag us, and we'll pick up many of the pictures and the videos, and we'll put you guys in the next show for next week. So put that there and tag us, and we can't wait to see. A lot of you send some great comments, and we go back and forth, but send us some pics and send us some videos. All right, especially you Jacksonville fans, if y'all happen to get another victory this week, oh man, y'all gotta show improvement. Send us some items that we can see. All right. So before we recap last week and then get into this week's big games, let's just talk about again the causes that we supported during the regular season. So we both picked throughout the regular season, and we're not just picking, but we wanted to give back to some great causes. So we are in the process of donating money to the causes. So the losing team, whoever lost, we were going to donate $500 to your cause. So I ended up getting you by a couple games this year. So tell everybody about the cause that we're sending $500 to on behalf of you.
I'm playing for the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation by Stephanie Shakuri in Oakland, California.
Oakland, California. So that's a great cause. I love what they're doing out there. So 500 is on the way to your cause. That was from the regular season, our regular season battle there. I was playing for the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy out of Detroit. Special to me. My family's from the Detroit area. My mom, Aunt Deanna, Uncle Brian, everybody, Vaughn, Granny, everybody out there watching. They're all in Detroit. So I got mad love for them, mad love for Jalen Rose, big fan of Fab Five coming up. And hey, they even went to the same high school. Jalen Rose and my mom, Aunt Deanna, all of them went to Southwestern. So a lot of love there. So I'm very excited to send $2,500 to the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. So thanks for tagging us and loving us on social media. And we are in the process of getting that over to you. So thank you for that. All right. So let's get into the recap of last week, man. We both went 4-2. We had 3 games that we agreed on that we hit on, right? So that was the 49ers and Seahawks. We both picked the 49ers there. Most of the world picked the 49ers there. That was not a hard one to pick. We both had the 49ers there, as we both had the 49ers going pretty far. The Bengals and the Ravens. Now, man, that ended up being a tough game. We both had the Bengals. I have them winning it all. But they faced a tough challenge with the Ravens and probably should have lost that game, actually, man. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was a interesting game there because, the when teams, they play 3 times, 2 times regular season and in the playoffs. It's usually a very tight game because they know each other so well just throughout the season. So, that was interesting to see how that played out. And then that fumble recovery, a 99-yard fumble recovery, that changed the whole momentum because Baltimore, I believe, was going to either tie or go up if they had got that touchdown. So
they were going to take the lead with that.
They're going to take the lead. So
yeah, they were going to take the lead. With
and
that.
then after that, they couldn't really do anything or get to that spot again. So that was a momentum changer.
That changed the whole thing. Obviously, Lamar Jackson not playing was a big factor. But they were the Bengals were about to lose that one. So I was nervous, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was very nervous because it was not looking good. They just didn't have the momentum. But hey, to win it all, you're not gonna typically aren't gonna just steamroll over everybody. You're gonna have to have a game or so where you catch some breaks. So I'm hoping that was the game for the Bengals where they caught some breaks. Now, don't like how they lost another offensive lineman. That is not good. But we'll get into more of that. We'll get into more of that later. But that was one that we agreed on, that we hit on. And then the Buffalo Bills escaped from the Dolphins as well. I think they're both really looking towards the next week because they knew they would play each other. So that's really the showdown. So they both squeaked out of their wild card games and won, but now they're moving on to the divisional round. So those were the three that we both agreed on, that we hit on. The ones that we'll talk about a little more extensively, one was the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Chargers. I think we both were close on this. It, could have gone either way. We both went ahead and officially picked the Chargers for this one, and the Chargers obviously had hugely looked like it was over. We were at the Carolina Hurricanes hockey game, right, enjoying that, looking like, oh man, we got this one. This thing is over. and then little by little, the Jaguars kept scoring and inching back, and the Chargers were not scoring. And look what happened, man. So, what's your thoughts on that miraculous comeback by the Jacksonville Jaguars?
That was crazy by the Jaguars because the Jaguars they're known for really like not being able to do anything when it's clutch time when they really need to. That was big for them to get a big win like that. And the way they were down 27-0. So that was really hard to come back from in any game, regular season, postseason, whatever. And then against the Chargers, they had Herbert, who was it was also his first playoff game, but he's one of the best in the league. So that was I was really shocked, really shocked. I did not know that the Jags had that in them.
Yeah. I wasn't so much shocked that the Jags won. It was just that the comeback. I definitely didn't expect once the Chargers were up 27-0. I mean, didn't expect the Jaguars to come back, but not so much surprised that they won. But speaking of Herbert, almost like Justin Jefferson, right? Not saying he's overrated, but ... right? It's a little bit of a conversation there, debatable.
What do you mean a conversation? He had 1,800 yards.
Okay, well, we're not going to relive that. You can go back and check out last week's episode where we talk about Justin Jefferson. We had a little.
All you have to do is look at the stats, and you know what I'm talking about. That's all you have to do.
Again,
just take a quick look at the stats, and you know what I'm talking about.
Like I said, I didn't say Justin Jefferson was overrated.
All I've heard from you this whole week is that Justin Jefferson's overrated, and he can only catch balls when he's playing against bad defenses.
No.
All I heard.
I just said I simply said it's something to look for. I just said we have to pay close attention to the next few years of his career. Is all I was saying. I was just calling that out. That's all I was saying. So speaking of that, let's get back to Justin Herbert. So what's up with your boy Herbert? Is he overrated? What's going on? What's going on there?
Okay, well, I sort of agree with what you were saying about the whole point. Like, not that I agree with your point about Justin Jefferson, but I agree with that point sort of about Herbert. It's like at the beginning of the year, people were saying like he was one of the best quarterbacks, like he was going to be up there with like Mahomes and Allen and everybody. And he was one of the top fantasy QBs. He was like 1 or 2, him and Mahomes. But then I feel sort of he didn't have a bad year, but for his standards, sort of what he did last year, I feel like it was sort of a down year. And I feel like he can't really be. Like there's a gap between Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
Oh yeah,
and like his section, like there was like a conversation at the beginning of the year, which I didn't really agree with that he was in that conversation.
Yeah,
but I think now it's kind of solidified. So
Yeah. I don't think you can't put Herbert in that category. Now,
yeah, no,
still not saying is overrated. I think we've got to see what happens next year.
yeah,
He did have the injury. He had the injury, and that's nothing to gloss over. So that was a big thing. So I really want to see how he does next year. But regardless of that, you cannot put him in the same category as certainly Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes is a made man. You can't put him
okay. Well, Mahomes has his own category, so he's on his own tier. The way he separated himself from every other QB in the NFL this year. So he's in his own tier.
Well, yeah, he's up there. Now, I don't know if you can separate him from, especially I don't know if you can separate him from Burrow.
You can definitely separate him from Burrow.
Oh man, Burrow's just a few weeks away from having the Super Bowl. So I don't know
if he gets a Super Bowl, then they're in the same conversation.
Okay.
That
how many times has Mahomes beaten Burrow?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Mahomes and what he's done for the entirety of the year.
Okay.
Not talking about what he's done against one player. What has he done against Allen?
What? Burrow?
Allen. No, not Burrow. I'm talking about Mahomes. What has he done against Allen? He's crushed Allen.
He's not welcome, man. We're not talking about Josh Allen.
Every time they play in the playoffs, it's like a blowout. Well, not a blowout, but they beat him every time.
We're talking about Joe Cool. We're talking about Joe Burrow, Euros and Burrows. I don't know what you're talking. No, we ain't talking about Josh Allen. No.
Okay, well, Josh Allen is in that conversation. So
okay, all right.
Especially when he's healthy, because you talk about like Herbert getting injured. He got injured too. He had the shoulder or what?
Yeah.
The elbow.
Allen had the elbow, but Allen turns that ball over, man. He turns that ball over a little bit too.
But he turns it over and he puts it in the end zone more than he turns it over. He can run and throw, dude.
Good conversation. Well, we'll definitely pick this back up and talk about. We'll be following Herbert more. I'm really excited for next year when we rank our fantasy QBs. That's going to be an interesting list. And when we rank our receivers, well, we started talking about receivers the other day, and man, that is, for anybody out there, try to rank your top 3 receivers. It's like impossible, because then you'll think of 7 others that should be, and it's ridiculous. So we'll talk about receivers at another time, maybe next show or 2 from now. But anyhow, let's finish recapping the games from last week. So we talked about Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Chargers, and then talked about Herbert a little bit there. Let's talk about the Giants versus the Vikings. Let's talk about that game, the game where I was right. I clearly called that, said that the Giants were going to beat the Vikings. And I also said they would then advance a little further than that, but we'll get to that a little later. But why don't you give the people your quick recap on that Giants win in Minnesota that I called?
Yeah, well, it was a good win for the Giants. Really solid win. The Vikings, I'm not saying they're an all-world team. It's just they just are known for coming back in close game situations. And this game was a close game, so I thought that they would come through like they always do. But they didn't this time. So it was just sort of different. But the Giants, I feel like Daniel Jones, he proved some things. He proved that he's definitely going to be their QB next year, because I think he's on his 5th-year option. I'm pretty sure. They should definitely sign to that. On a long-term deal, they should probably do that too, because if they can't get like Rodgers or something, then he should be the guy, because he's proven himself. So.
Yeah.
So he's proven a lot of things. So yeah, that's my sort of take on this game.
Daniel Jones looked good. Danny Dimes played some ball coming out of Duke. Bad boy, we actually saw him in college. We saw him play over at Duke his senior year. But he looked good. He looked mobile, man. It was rushing for first downs. They couldn't stop that. Looked really good. The team definitely had a swagger and an edge about them. The Vikings came down and scored right away on that first drive. And I noticed as the Giants were taking the field, they were like totally unfazed. They were fist bumping and everything, like, okay, let's go and march this thing down, and scored and did. Matter of fact, scored 2 in a row and took the lead and just controlled it from there. So they look very, very impressive, very strong. They're hot and have a lot of confidence and are not a team that you want to let hang in the game for sure. So we'll talk about the match between them and the Eagles in a little bit. But yeah, was very impressed by that. So I was happy with that one that I got right there. All right. Well, let's finish our recap before we pick the 4 games for next week with the Cowboys' big win in Tampa against Brady, man. This is one that you actually got lucky and called right. I got this one wrong. Why don't you tell the folks about this one, man? What's your recap on this?
Okay, so when I get something right, it's lucky, but when you get it, it was just like smart. Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm not surprised about this game because I did pick the Cowboys to win this game. And I thought that they would come through because the Bucs, they're sort of a bad team, because they were 8-9 this year. Brady had one of his worst years, and but the Cowboys had a great year. They had 12 wins. So I thought that they could definitely get at least a playoff game against a bad team. And I don't think Brady anymore is like the guy to where it's like he can just carry a team anymore to like playoff success. So, and the Cowboys are just a more complete team than the Buccaneers. So just figured that they had that. And I happened to be right.
Yeah, the Cowboys pulled this off. I do want to talk about Brady a little bit. So after I give my take, let's talk about Brady and next year and his whole status. But to finish recapping this game, the Cowboys finished them off. I think the game really turned when Brady threw that interception in the end zone. That totally changed the game. He definitely doesn't want to get hit, understandably so. But it's interesting, though. We talked about this before. For someone that loves football as much as he does, loves football, eats, sleeps, drinks it, all the stuff off the field that he's given up to still play football, loves it, does not love it enough to stand there in the pocket and get hit.
It's like he's getting the ball out 2 seconds. It's like it's like he's 45. He's giving up everything, and it's like, so.
Yeah, man. I mean, man, when the pressure's coming, he literally is like turned like this, looking the other way, throwing the ball.
Yep. And that's why sort of like he's throwing these like dirt balls, and he's throwing them short, and he's like throwing them short, throwing them long, just all off target. And, and then he's up there yelling at receivers to be like, you should have done this. but
I tell you, but again, the Bucs, that interception really turned the tide. Again, people focus on the 4 passing touchdowns, the 1 running touchdown from Dak, had the game of his life and all that. Cowboys were shaky when they first came on the field. Dak was nervous. They had some quick 3 and outs. They did not actually look good to start that game. And Tampa, but as bad as they were, Tampa was worse. So the Cowboys kept getting the ball, and if you get it 100 times, then you will eventually get hot. And that's more my analysis. So I am not falling for the banana in the tailpipe like everybody else is. And now all of a sudden they think that the Cowboys are hot and they're going to roll the Niners. No, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I think they're going to run into a buzzsaw next week. So I'm actually already kind of giving my pick for that.
Hey, man, you're already giving your pick, dude.
Hey, man, I'm fired up. So I'm just jumping in and giving that. We'll go into a deeper analysis on that. But again, I'm not falling for that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But to get back to Brady, man. So Izzy, you can answer in any order you want. I got 2 parts for you. 1, is he done as far as being an effective quarterback? And you kind of already answered that. But then 2, is he going to come back next year? And if so, where is he going?
Okay, well, yes, yes, he is done because just this year really showed me, and really the difference from like before 45 to 45 was pretty drastic because he had like over 40 touchdowns, 5,000 yards last year. But this year, just not the same as one of the worst years. And now, sort of the narrative was like he could like carry any team, like with any just receivers, like any receiver, and take them to high playoff success. But now I think it's sort of the opposite, to where he needs like a top supporting cast around him.
He does.
Yeah.
And where do you have him going?
Yeah, well, I think he is gonna stay. He's not gonna retire, and I think he's probably gonna go to the Raiders just because of there's a lot of upside there because he has his old coach, his old offensive coordinator who's now the coach, who they seem to have a great relationship, and then their pass catchers, they have Adams, who's first team All Pro, Renfro's a good slot receiver. Waller's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. When he's healthy, because sometimes he's not healthy. But when he's there, he's definitely one of the best. Right. And then they got the running back Jacobs, who is also first team All Pro.
Yes.
Then they play in a dome, and then it's just a lot.
Vegas.
Yes, he does it. Yeah. The only thing maybe is the line, but still, it's really a good situation for him.
I don't know what their salary cap situation is. Maybe there's a big O-line free agent they can get. I'm not sure about that. But just as far as the other offensive weapons, like you said, man, I'm thinking of fantasy. Man, I'd love to have Renfro there. Brady, man, when he has a really good slot receiver that can scat around, oh man, he'll catch 100 balls. So that would be something else. And then Waller. But then, hey, you know what? If Waller goes down, you know who's going to show up?
Gronk.
Yep. He's going to show up. So I can see that, man. I go as far to say, if he goes there, so he has to have weapons. So if you define that as being done or not done, that's another conversation. But if he goes to Vegas, goes to the Raiders, which I think is pretty clear that's probably going to happen, I think he has a huge year, actually.
Yeah.
With that team. So
with that team.
Can you say he's done if he has a huge year? Because, I mean, hey, Derek Carr is, Well,
Derek Carr couldn't do it. So.
Couldn't do it with that, and Brady can. So with that definition, if Brady goes there and balls out like I think he will, then
I don't know if he's gonna ball out really. I think he's gonna make them a lot better than they were last year. It's gonna be a good situation for him. I don't know like how well he's gonna play. Definitely gonna be better than last year just because he has more weapons.
Right.
But in the AFC, you got Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Lamar, like Tua, Trevor, like everybody. So
you put Trevor up there now, right?
Yeah, Trevor. He's like the 8th best quarterback in the AFC. It's pretty good.
Now I'm messing with you. Now you have to put Trevor up there now. He got Jags to
he does have a playoff.
They're only gonna add to that roster. So you definitely have to put him there. But I'm kind of hype again. I've never been a big Brady guy, but I am intrigued. I'm very interested. So I want to see it. I just want to see what it looks like and how it shakes out. So
the Raiders are probably like the only team out of everybody I saw that has all that supporting cast, and then the coach that still needs a quarterback. So
yeah. But the move I loved is we both talked about this, and then we're going to get into our picks for next week. But the quarterback that we would like to see move more than anyone, the best matchup between quarterback and receivers, oh my goodness, would be if Aaron Rodgers could go to Miami and have Freak and Waddle in them with his release. Oh my goodness, man. That would be ridiculous.
That would be great.
That's what I want to see just as much as Brady to Vegas. I want to see Rodgers in Miami with those receivers. That would be amazing. I think that'd be great for both. I actually am a Packer fan and am tired of the whole situation with Rodgers in Green Bay. I think they need to just split up. I'm tired of after every season him not knowing if he's going to come back and all that. Okay, let's just end this. I'd rather see them go ahead and move on with Jordan Love and let Rodgers go and play a year or two with Reek and Waddle and see what happens there. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, they would be real contenders. And then Tyreek wouldn't have to wait on his balls anymore.
No, he would
like
not.
When he's running, it's going to be right there because he can throw it one of the farthest in the league, and he's most accurate.
Oh my gosh, it would be sick. And Rodgers would throw that mess early too.
He would, yeah. That's why he wouldn't have to be waiting either.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
He just knows like timing and everything is perfect.
That would be sick. All right. Well, cool, man. Well, hey, let's get into picking these games for the divisional round. Let's get into this. Really, really excited. So we will start with the first game on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars are still in the playoffs. They will travel to Kansas City to play my homeboy in the Chiefs. Who do we have in this one, man?
Well, congrats, Jags. But yeah, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose against the Chiefs. As Mahomes, his playoff experience, he just knows because he's on a different tier, like I said earlier, from everyone else in the whole league. So just him against the Jags. I feel like it's not a bad matchup because they can come back from those games. They can hang around with people. Yeah. But I still think that the Chiefs will win, and they'll go to the AFC Championship game for, I believe, the sixth straight year.
I don't even know.
Oh,
a lot of years.
I think it's the fifth straight year, but yeah.
I think it's the fifth also. I think it's.
And it would have been home if it wasn't a neutral site against the Bills. But
don't worry about it. They're still going to be at home. Don't worry about it.
No, it will be neutral. So it's going to be a neutral site.
They're going to be at home. They're going to play.
It's a neutral. It's going to be neutral.
It's okay. Yeah, got to go with the Chiefs. Sorry, Jacksonville fans. Hey, if y'all win, please send us some videos, some pics. Definitely want to see that. But yeah, man, the big thing also is the bye. You know, the way that Andy Reid is coming off of an extra week to prepare, they're gonna have all kind of plays on out. So just the preparation and how they're gonna be, even if Kansas City gets down early, we know, hey, they normally do get down in the first playoff game at home. So they just, I just don't see Jacksonville going on the road in KC and being able to sustain a full 60 minutes with them and beat them. If they do, it would be a shock. But no, definitely got the Chiefs on that one. So looking forward to that to kick off this amazing divisional round weekend. So we'll be looking forward to that. And again, send us Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Tag us at the Pick'em Pros. Tag us at the Pick'em Pros if you have pics or videos that you need to send to us after these games or before the games or whenever. Send them on into us, please. All right. So next we have Saturday night, the nightcap, 8:15 p.m. on Fox. Oh man, we've got the New York Giants traveling to Philly to the Link to play the Eagles, and we disagree on this one. Who do you have in this one, my man?
Well, I have the Eagles winning. They were the number one seed. They got that bye. Jalen Hurts, he was able to rest his shoulder up a little bit because I know he got injured earlier in the year. But I was able to rest that up a little bit. I know the Giants will be fired up for this game, but I just think that maybe the pressure will get to them, and Hurts and the Eagles won't flinch, just deliver like they did all of this season. So I got the Eagles.
Man, I got the Giants pulling off the upset in this one. I called the Giants going to the NFC Championship game since the beginning of the playoffs. I said they were going to go into Minnesota and win, and then they would beat the Eagles. I am sticking with that. This will be the third time they've seen this team. I do not see the Eagles beating them 3 times. The Giants are going to have something for them. Giants have a lot of confidence. The Eagles, I tell you what, they need to jump on them early. You better use that crowd and put 2 TDs on them right away. because you cannot let the Giants hang around. I think this is going to be a close game. Things are going to get tight. That crowd's going to calm down a little bit, and the Giants are going to pull this off and go on to the NFC Championship game. And, oh, man, that's going to be something no matter what. If it's Giants and 49ers, that's, there's a lot of history with that matchup, and we don't even want to talk about if it ends up being the Cowboys. Oh, my goodness, because that would be in Dallas. So that would be crazy. So it's just going to be madness no matter what. It's going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal matchup. All right, so let's move on to the Sunday games. Sunday games on your birthday, big-time games here. We have the first game. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to talk about that one last. We're going to flip the order. So we're going to talk about the second game on Sunday first. Let's talk about the nightcap. The Sunday night game, 6:30 p.m. on Fox. We have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the Bay to play the 49ers. Who do we have in this one? Because we seem to agree on this one.
Yeah. We have the Niners winning this. And we both picked them to go to the Super Bowl, so then we had got to pick them over the Cowboys, and just the Cowboys. I think that that sort of run was a one-game thing. I don't think this is sustainable against like other great teams because they're past. I think they had an injured offensive lineman in the game, but I don't know if he's coming back or not. But just they're going to need everyone they got because that Niners pass rush is ridiculous. They got best defense in the league, corners, linebackers, front. Just the whole thing is stacked. And then their offense. I mean, Purdy's coming around. McCaffrey, Debo, and Kittle, and just you can go down the list of all these names. So, and in San Fran, I don't think that they're going to let the Cowboys come and spoil that.
No, it's going to be a great one to watch. Purdy already got that first playoff game out. I think he looked a little shaky at the beginning of the first game, so I think he got some of those playoff nerves out. So, I think the Niners are going to be firing on all cylinders. The Cowboys, their only chance of winning this game would be to stick with the run. They'd have to be disciplined and stick with the run, and we all know they're not going to do that. They'll start running the ball, but then they'll get pass happy like they always do, and they're going to keep passing. And, oh, man, you keep passing against that defensive front and just let them rush the passer. Woo. It's not going to be saying Dak ain't going to be able to stand back there and just pat the ball like he did against the Bucs last week.
Yep.
So it is going to be a different scenario. Again, I picked the 49ers from before the season. In preseason, I said the 49ers were going to go to the Super Bowl. Cannot win it, but go to the Super Bowl. And I stick with that.
Yeah, but a lot of things have happened since then. Right?
Oh, yeah. A lot of things have happened. And I knew a lot of things were going to happen. That's why.
Okay, so you knew they were going to go to the last pick in the whole draft, and they were going to trade for McCaffrey.
Nope, didn't know that.
Okay, so
but I knew they were going to make the Super Bowl. I knew it. I knew that, man. I just knew it. They were a play away. They should have gone to the Super Bowl last year. They were a play away, and saw that they weren't losing anything. And they were going to come back this year with unfinished business in mind and take that next step and get to the Super Bowl. So that was one of the main reasons why I picked the 49ers to get back to the Super Bowl. So hopefully that holds.
Because they lost last year on their quarterback making a bad mistake. See?
Yeah. Well, now there's a difference. We got Brock. We got Brock Purdy, man. So he's gonna make it happen. They got McCaffrey, all these weapons. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. They got Purdy. They're gonna win every game.
Well, he hasn't lost. He's undefeated. So he won't lose until the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, he'll win. He'll win 2 more. He'll win 2 more. All right. Well, then, oh man, the first game on Sunday, but the last one that we're going to talk about, we had to switch the order here because, oh man, this is a showdown. This is the Pick 'em Pro Super Bowl right here.
Yeah.
Forget the Super Bowl that you're going to see later. This is the Pick'em Pros Super Bowl. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, CBS. We have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. The team that Diego, since the beginning of the season, picked to win the Super Bowl. Okay, his other team, Rams didn't even make it, but that's okay. But
that was because some injuries happened. There's some unexpected things that happen. So don't hold that against me.
But he picked the Bills, to his credit. He picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl this year. And I picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. So these teams go head to head. One of us will move on to the AFC Championship game. We're very happy. The other one will be crushed. So it's going to be the showdown. And, oh, man, and dude, this falls on your birthday. I hate to do this to you on your birthday, son. I'm so sorry. I'm going to apologize on the national worldwide audience of YouTube here from beating you down on your birthday. That is so unfatherly of me, man.
You're not gonna have to. You're not gonna have to apologize or nothing because my team's gonna win. And I'm gonna be happy to apologize to you.
Man. But you know what though? The good news, dude. Kirby's gonna be here. Your dog's gonna be here. You're gonna have the support dog. But you know what? You'll be able to hold your support dog.
You're gonna be having
a big loss. Yes, you're going to be able to hold Kirby, the support dog. Kirby will make an appearance. Kirby was with us on our earlier pilot shows. She is the resident support dog. So Kirby will be making an appearance very soon as the support dog for one of us here. All right, cool. Well, hey, man, we ain't even talked about the specifics of the game. Give your take on the game, man.
Yeah, well, the Bills, of course, they were my Super Bowl pick. And just in Buffalo, I feel like they really can't be stopped, just because that's their their environment. They jump on tables. That's crazy, and their fan base could be the difference of this game because they have a really, really tough fan base. And then Allen, he can throw, dude. He's probably the best. I'm even saying this. He's the best dual threat quarterback in the league. There's no question about it.
He can really throw it to the other team. Yeah, he can really throw it.
And he can also throw it to his own team. He can do it, especially in the end zone.
Man. Well, I love the Allen Diggs combo. I love it. Diggs is one of my, if not my favorite receiver in the league, one of my favorite players. I just love the energy that he brings, man. Yeah. He just, oh my gosh, it never shuts off. He's ready to go from the moment he's walking through the gates. It just has a certain vibe and energy. So I absolutely love Diggs. Had him on fantasy team for many years. Had the Allen Diggs combo 2 years ago. That was beautiful. But yeah, I love I'm a big Bills fan. Love the Bills. Love Bills Mafia. Love how they donate to different causes and get behind people. So I have nothing bad to say about the Bills at all. They're just facing the
Bengals.
What can I no, this is what I said. They're facing just the future dynasty.
What? Dynasty?
Yes, they are facing the dynasty that is being built in Cincinnati. That's gonna go on for years. Just like Burrow said. The window's open as long as his career goes. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
no. You've got about getting closed by Allen and Mahomes every year.
You've got about a 20-year run, man. So, dude, you're going to be 30, and Burrow's going to be putting in work, man. I mean, you're lucky, man. You get to really witness what's going to be an amazing legacy here. So
you're saying I get to witness Mahomes' legacy. To see all
you get to witness it's actually an amazing time. It's always great quarterbacks, but this is definitely one of the great QB classes between Burrow and led by Mahomes right now, of course. Allen and all the other guys, it's definitely a great QB because Lamar Jackson, hopefully he gets his knee healthy. He comes back strong. Hey, Kyler Murray, never know if he gets the right coach, gets back healthy. Just the QB talent is off the charts. Jalen Hurts would have won MVP if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Great.
It would have been closer if he didn't get hurt.
He had it. He definitely.
They had the same record.
They did not. Not when he got hurt. They only had one loss. Mahomes had like 3.
Well, look at the
and two of the losses was from late game interceptions. No, man, Hurts had that. But that's all right. Mahomes gonna stack him another MVP. Add to his legacy. Mahomes is the guy.
He's gonna get multiple MVPs. He's gonna get regular season and
just regular season.
Yeah.
But
I can't. Oh yeah, it's not Super Bowls. I Bills.
Yeah. But let's finish this off though with the Bengals Bills. So again, really excited about that. That's going to be a great way to start. So we will make sure that we have food intact and ready. We will be digging into the first helping, right, with kickoff of this. And then, hey, we'll have eaten that. And then we might be coming around for seconds right around time for the second game. So, man, it's going to be a great birthday. The cake and all that. So, yeah, man, appreciate you having a birthday because that's going to be good for me, too.
And so now you're not getting any cake or nothing.
Yeah, good food. I'm going to get some cake.
Tell me my stuff.
Yeah, we've got to work that. I don't even know what kind of cake it is. We've got to work that out. All right. We'll figure all that out.
I already know. You just haven't told you yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, you have to tell me after the show. Yeah, I want to know. Get prepared for that. Love my cake. All right. But let's finish off, man, with again reminding everybody about our NFC championship picks, AFC Super Bowl. Let's finish off with that, man. So who do you have in the NFC championship?
The NFC championship game, I have the Eagles and the Niners. Those two. Which then I have the Niners winning that game.
Yeah, you have Niners winning that game. And NFC championship game, again, I have the 49ers playing the Giants, and then I have the 49ers winning that game. So we both have the 49ers in the Super Bowl. AFC championship game, who do you have?
I got Bills, Chiefs, and the Bills are going to win that game, play the 49ers and win that game. So
Okay. So you've got the neutral site AFC championship game. I have the Bengals and Chiefs in the AFC championship game. So that'll be in Kansas City. Got the Bengals pulling that off, playing the Niners in the championship, in the Super Bowl, I should say. And then I have the Bengals winning it all. So we'll see how that progresses. But again, hey, send your picks. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever social media platform is your preference. We are at the Pick'em Pros on all 3 of those platforms. Send us your picks, videos, tag us so we can go ahead and put you in the next show, give you a shout out. Hey, if we picked your team not to make it and y'all win, oh man, give it to us. We want to see you celebrating, rocking out in your place of choice where you watch the games and having a ball. All love. This is a show by the fans, 2 of the biggest fans, Diego and Derrick, show by the fans for the fans. So enjoy this great weekend of sports. Is one of our favorites. We will see you next week. Shout out to on social. And hey, enjoy family, enjoy sport. Until next time, we'll see y'all later. Pick'em Pros.
Oh.
We are out. Later.